baby dolls, pumpkins, and of course, hallway fruit bowls who are carrying the bananas. Uniswap, are they unbanning HEX? There have been some reports, and I've tried it on my phone. You can actually swap into HEX on your phone. I tested it on my phone. I installed a new MetaMask. I also used my friend's phone, and it did work. However, when I went back home and I tried to check, even after deleting my cache on my PC, it did not let me swap. So there is something weird going on. They've also changed something on the back end. So even though there is on the PC, even though it is an unsupported asset here, you can't click, I want you to know that before you could not even get a quote. So something has changed here on their back end. So before, it wouldn't even let you select HEX. You weren't even allowed to see how much of the pool it would give you. It's like, oh, we don't exist. We are deleted forever. It still says unsupported asset. But for some reason, it's working on some people's phones. Now, we don't know. Are they in the process of changing things because of what the judge said regarding Uniswap? The judge basically acknowledged that Uniswap, the protocol, is different to Uniswap, the front end. Now, I am going to reserve my right to call it fake DeFi until they get it unbanned. And I want you to know that we will not back down. This is what it's all about. The community banding together. The voices are going to be loud. Everybody's going to get the hint that this is not the hornet's nest you want to kick. So I'm asking here, did Uniswap unban HEX? A lot of people still can't be able to do it, but some of us can. It's not banned on my phone, but it's banned on the PC. And here I am showing the quotes. And here I am actually bringing to the attention of my friend's phone as well. So we tried it in multiple places. Some people in the UK are working. Shout out to my friends in Albania as well, working here and there. Now, it could be some sort of little error. They're toggling, but at least we're showing some signs of life. And here I want you to know, get in, friend. Get into this cute little car, the little friend 100. We're going to get banned in Hexago. It's just a matter of time. These little pushes of momentum is what starts the eventual snowball that's going to get us over the hill and crush everything so far. So this is the PLS chart. I'm using the daily chart. Of course, this is not where we want to go. We want to be on the monthly chart. I know it's boring, but it is what it is. A lot of people are wondering, see, if you go down to the daily chart, you can see like, oh man, it sucks. Like we had a few days going up, and then this is what all of us do. We see the top and we do this tiny little retracement like, oh man, we're down 20% already. But I just want you to know, man, when you change it to a monthly chart, there's nothing you can do to make this candle green. Nothing. It has to close green. That's it. The market wants blood. It's taken blood. Richard Hart got attacked by the bogus SEC clowns at the end of July, and so we have to get a red month. It is what it is. It just, the market, that's it. It wants to slay you and give you that red month, and then we can continue into September and see how the next month forms. Here is PulseX as well. This is a weekly chart. PulseX is still severely damaged, minus 92, 93, 94%. Off the top, it has exactly the same chart. If we have a look at the PulseX to Pulse ratio, we'll be able to see it a bit more clearly. Now, personally, this is just me. If I was adding new bullets, I would just do straight PLS. But it's technically in the buy zone for PulseX. It's just that when it comes to looking at this, you probably want to be ready for a PulseX zip up as Ethereum pushes up higher and we get more of a risk on sentiment. Personally, look, I would not even take the risk. You could just do 50-50. Let's say you had like, oh, you know, put in like $500. I'll just do 250 each and each. But they're liquidity bonded so much, and the ratio is in the middle anyway. It's starting to head into the cheap zone, but it is one of your options. So this is just me guessing. We are just guessing here, drawing squiggly lines on a chart. But I feel like if Ethereum crosses this psychological barrier of $2,000 and it starts closing between 2,400 to 3,000, I think there will be enough positive sentiment out there for everybody to start imagining how far a DEX can run, the different cities and ecosystems that can be built on other layer 1 chains besides Ethereum, and I'm sure we can all win together. And this over here is the HEX chart. The little orange line is eHEX. So you can actually, if you click on this little plus sign on Dex Screener, you can add the eHEX chart to the pHEX chart and you can have a look at them, and it should save for you on your computer, and then you can look at it from time to time. They're moving with each other, line in line here and there. They're liquidity bonded. There's also a psychological mind share with it too. You see a bit of a green pHEX push up. We saw the giant whale, Wallet DO1, who has been a thorn in the Hexico community side. He has been thrashing pHEX up by dumping his PulseX. Don't forget, these people, just because they have a lot of size, doesn't mean they're ultimately wrong. I still think PulseX is a cycle 1 coin. Yes, it's being used and abused, and a lot of people are flocking to HEX as safety, of course, but you know how the game goes. Cycle 2 coins, it is what it is. I wouldn't pick between any of them. I personally would just say just get all of them, because you have the luxury, just in case one of them goes on a big run, you have the luxury of participating in something that goes up. If you go into the business of trying to pick a winner or a loser, you're probably going to end up a loser. Most people, you're going to buy the top, sell the bottoms, not know what to do with the ratios. The best way to think about it is just to have the whole ecosystem and see where the cookie lands, because eventually we're all going to the same place and hopefully it is up and to the right. And don't forget, even though there are dark times behind us, we just had that super blue moon passing. I think we are turning a new corner, even though September's here. Rectember, it's red every single year. Perhaps this is the one that isn't going to be a big fat caca on our face. Just look at this lady enjoying this man's big fat guitar. Have a look at that, friends. We are here to party. There we go. Also, Carly has asked, why is ChangeNow? So ChangeNow.io is a DEX. It lets you swap like Bitcoin and Ethereum. It lets you move cross chain. He's asking, why is it charging 15% off the top of prices there? Yes, you really got to be careful about your price quote. You got to be super sensitive when it comes to these, because these guys can absolutely raw you. They'll rob you, man. You got to check your price quote and how much you're getting for your money. I have a reply here, and I want to let you know that I would personally use Beetroot.world. It's a fantastic website. And here it is right now. So Beetroot.world is an anonymous exchange that lets you go across different chains. It's fantastic. I think from my memory, it charges about 1.6%, which is still pretty big. But, you know, if you're dealing with a bit of money and you don't want to go through the bridging and moving it around, this is a good alternative out there. The more alternatives, the better, and competition will breed excellence amongst everybody. If you want to know the quote unquote, the real way, what you have to do, because OKEX have unfortunately delisted PulseChain. Don't forget, OKEX delisted, shout out to Mr. Crypto7 for mentioning this. OKEX delisted Solana back in like December 2022, last year. So OKEX have delisted a lot. It could be some sort of KYC thing in the background. Maybe the Chinese government's coming on, cracking onto them. We don't know why, but they delisted a lot. So don't worry about OKEX exchange themselves. So the normal bread and butter way, if you really want it, you can buy PulseChain on Uniswap on mainnet Ethereum, the WPLS, the wrapped pulse. You can buy that and then go to pulseramp.com. You can bridge it over and it will turn into Pulse, the gas token, on your actual wallet. So there's that alternative if you want, but you can also just do it in one nice clean swap on Beetroot Exchange. You've got to just check how much money you're going to get through that, because you got to get the fees, you got to go through it, and you've got to sort that out. You got to sort that out for yourself. And while we're having fun here, I'd like to remind you that Maren was one of the crypto astrology girls in 2021. And she got very famous, amassed a large amount of followings because she was going off moon cycles and stars and Jupiter and, oh my God, retrograde, everything's going to crash. And sometimes she was actually spookily correct with her timing of the crashes, and actually got pretty crazy with how accurate it was with these cycles and intergalactic forces. Friends, just to let you know, JP Morgan himself, yes, 100 years ago, basically said billionaires use the moon cycles and astrology. It is kind of crazy. They understand the moon has a much more powerful effect on humans than we think. You know, it's also interesting. They did a study. I'm not making this up. If you buy the stock market S&P 500 after a full moon and then you sell, I think, 2 weeks later. So basically, you're never holding through a full moon. I think you get something like 200x higher returns in the S&P 500 for the past 100 years. It was something ridiculous, something enormous, like basically compounding, just because all the crashes on average happen around these full moons with markets, and you feel a bit of the panic, a bit of the scare. It's fascinating, these things that are coming to light as well. So Maren took up a little rock music career, started singing here and there, and you can actually listen to this. So here she is having fun, dancing around. It's just kind of funny. I mean, this is why it's a bear market bottom signal, because here I am to tell you, right, one of my favorite ones, Maren quitting crypto to make rock music. So she didn't really quit it, but, you know, tongue in cheek. So here I am mentioning she became famous in 2021 for crypto astrology. And look, just to let you know, we can forget it. Crypto is one of the lowest forms of social approval today. No one wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to engage it. It's full of scams. The other day, I saw some podcasts with like some 3 bimbo pump and dump girls, and they were saying like, oh my God, like crypto, oh, your money's fake. You all lost everything. And I'll just like listen to it. And I'm like, man, that's a good bottom signal. All right. Just to let you know, friends, exactly a year ago, around the crypto bear market, you know, of 2022, I remember I heard, so there's a story out here, someone very close to me told me that their beautician, she said, let me give you some advice, right? If you know any guy out there, tell him to get out of crypto and get into real estate. And she basically said, you know, while chewing her bubblegum, said like, babe, like real estate is like real, like, you know, crypto is just all fake money. And as soon as I was told that, I let out a sigh of relief. I go, oh my God, thank God. Okay, the bottom's in. The bimbos are out saying real estate is real. That's how I knew, okay, you got the generational top of real estate here in Australia coming as soon as you hear something like that. Of course, that was at the bottom. And zip, everything zipped up as well. So we're going to continue seeing that because no one wants anything to do with crypto. But let me tell you something, okay? There's something powerful called the green monthly candle. And when that is slapped in your face, it can't even fit down your throat. You are just going to sit there in awe at the power of this green candle, and they're going to wish they never quit in the first place. So here you are. You can enjoy some pictures of Maren as well. And look, when it comes to these are all great building signals that you can kind of see the stories playing out. This is what happens. This is a sign of depression in the market. So people always ask me, why is this relevant, these stories and these narratives, if you can just look at the chart? And it's because it's confirmation that the cycle is moving on. Because what I want to know is, when the prices go down, you know, Ethereum down, PulseX down, HEX down, Chainlink down, everything down. When they go down, it's not enough for me to just see the prices go down on the chart. I want to see people give me qualitative information that it's not cool anymore. Because if people don't think it's cool anymore, it means they are not picking up the opportunity because there's no social validation to get in, which means we're way undervalued. Basically, people are not long just because it's not cool. And you know that's irrational. If you are not long something just because it's not cool, well, that has nothing to do with the fundamentals. That has nothing to do with the valuations moving to the front. That has nothing to do with Metcalfe's law and adoption. Like, you're not even pricing any of that in. All you're seeing is like, ugh, that thing over there, it's just like too dead and disgusting. It's a Ponzi. So that's exactly what we want to see. The example I can give you, let's just say somebody hated the color red. It gives them nightmares, and they're selling a red Ferrari for like $50,000 when it should be going for like $350,000 just because they hate the color red. You know that that is a very irrational reason why you would be liquidating a Ferrari for that much, because they don't understand the engine, they don't understand the model, they don't understand what it should be going for when markets return to their normal senses again. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, bell button, all friends. I hope Uniswap does continue to unban HEX, but we're not going to hold our breath because the community is strong. The community is building all the pieces together. And every single time they try to squash us, we're just like a Hydra. More heads keep popping up. Just like our friendship. Catch you in the next one.